Hey, sorry, I'm a bit late. Yeah, the sound is okay. So today I'm going to not work in the sketchbook. Even if I have my sketchbook in front of me, I'm actually going to do some maybe not so much of larger scale illustration, but I will do like finished watercolor work. And I was looking for watercolor paper, but I noticed that I couldn't find because I was thinking like finding A4 size pad, but nope, I couldn't find one. So I probably need to at some point find the paper. Hi Paksu Paint and Lana. Yeah, Levi is having a vet tomorrow, and he's a little bit better, but he still walks a bit funnily, so I think that there might be some issues. But earlier I had idea about illustration. I was having this kind of bunny living in the like little house, and with this house I was actually thinking it's like terracotta pot that is turned upside down. I was thinking something like this. Yes, I had been feeling that I want to do something more with the details, because with the sketchbook, usually my sketchbook are quite small, so I can't go so much in the details. But in this one, I was first thinking it as this, but then I actually was thinking I could do it a little bit differently. And I'm doing some thumbnail sketching because I'm thinking landscape format. And I was thinking like having the little house side on here, and then the door, the window, and I was thinking little fence here, and then maybe a little like garden, and then there will be that steps. And I was thinking bunny could work in the garden. Yeah, it's like the flower pot upside down. Yeah, I was thinking something like that. Of course, flower pots are usually a little bit smaller than bunnies, but I think it's something like a really funny idea. So I think composition working like that. But in this one the bunny is not so. I'm actually looking more of this one, like this. But this is something that will work better in the like square format. Because I could do like grass here, and here's like a container, and maybe other flower pot there. Something like that. Maybe I go with this one because I feel like this one has really great sense of scale, because the bunny is standing in the doorway, so I think that gives it a nice like scaling. We maybe have like something like a little bit of fence on this side as well. But this is something I was imagining would work more like in the square, and I think I don't have square watercolor paper. Of course, I could always cut it, but something like this. Yeah, let's go with that idea. I need some... I was thinking, should I develop a little bit more before going to watercolor paper? Maybe I'm going to do it like... Oops. Really like right way. So I'm getting some sketching paper. I'll be right back. Now I'm just thinking I could... how I could measure this as square. I don't want to have a fold in the middle, so... I'm the type of artist who like almost never works in finished pieces, and I don't do like larger scale work that often. So I don't have that much of the like process in place. I'm just like quickly measuring it. Something like that. Then on the other side, something like that. Oh, yeah, enjoy your lunch. That sounds like a nice big... I had actually today early lunch, and it was mainly because I don't want to be hungry in the stream. I'm trying to find graphite pencil. I'm really not prepared for the stream. Like usual. Maybe I could sharpen my pencil as well. I often keep my pencils like... I don't really sharpen this one. Just moving things around a bit so I can fit it better. How I want it to set up. I have my sketchbook sketch as the reference there. So here I actually had the like roof with the like with the hay, but actually I think I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going with the flat top. So I'm actually thinking, I could do... The sketch itself actually ended up being a bit too large scale, but I was thinking I could maybe... And then there's the hole in the flower pot. And this was the height I was using as the steps. I think I can still pull it out here. And the door frame. Actually, in the reality, this would be tilted because the surface is tilted and rounded. Yeah, I think I have like other way around. When I draw really small, I tend to left all the details out, but I usually don't work in larger scale. I have, as you can see here, my original idea, I would need the flower pot piece much smaller, but I ended up doing it a bit too large. Large here. It's also a bit crooked. But here we'll have the stairs. Also, there will be perspective, which is not something I'm like looking forward to it, because I'm not so good at drawing perspective. That is definitely one of the weaknesses I will tackle at some point. There's the stairs. And in the reference I had the door open. We could do it here as well. And the door and the bunny will be standing here. We will have the flower pot, smaller one here. I'm actually not sure will it make any sense being there, but it will now just be there. And then I ended up like changing the whole composition. The bunny will be here. I know that the ears will be not fitting there, so a bit smaller. So let's go with the lop ears. I think the ear is not on the quite right spot. And now the hardest part, the hands, because I need to draw them. I'm like first drawing the I think it's good. I could draw the other pauses there. And then top of the watering can, the handle. Spot. Now, what the bunny is watering. I think I will be actually moving this and making it a little bit like further away. I want to have some kind of flowers here. It's funny that these are looking like the most generic flower I could draw. Like having 5 petals and some kind of midlipari. I think it's working this format as well. I think it's not needing the having like more of the surroundings. I mean, it's okay, isn't this way as well. And of course, funniest part is that we now have the because the door is open, we can see inside. So I need to have some kind of detail there as well. I was actually wanting to do this as a chimney and having something like fireplace inside. I think that would be cool. I'm not sure does it fit into. Yeah, I'll probably leave it out. And the inside, and there could be like. There's much of the space of the inside. I think maybe something generous like a window here. And having curtains there as well. I think it doesn't need to have any kind of. Yeah, I was thinking the fireplace would be good, but it would be really hard because the scaling is actually not so well working here, because the bunny is quite big for this small kind of pot house. So if I would put the fireplace instead of it, would be a bit hard to add. But definitely I like the aesthetics of the fire. Thinking about maybe having fireplace. And the reason why I'm drawing this bunny house is actually because the game project I have, there's quite a bit of bunnies, so they need to have like houses as well. Yeah, I was thinking there could be here, let's say, some kind of basket, and there could be maybe smaller kind of flowers here. Something like and for the door I'm thinking it could be made out of wood. So it's giving it some structural details. And down here could be additional plank. And I'm adding the hinges here. I think it's not needing any more of the details. I could like do them later, like having the flowers, having the watering the plants. Yeah, I think I can do with this one. Now I need to grab the paper for the watercolor. It's a little bit bigger than the sketch. And the paper I picked is actually molded Rouge hot press. I could either continue to transfer the sketch and continue like extending the sketch, or I could cut it a little bit. I'm trying to find the way for it to fit here. With this kind of thing I could extend the whole thing. I was thinking maybe this. And then I could have like more garden here. Let's go with that. I'm going to grab the light table. Let's hope this isn't creating any kind of blinking on the screen. The light table was really dusty. Now I need the USB port to plug this in. Of course my MacBook has only USB-C ports. I can find the adapter somewhere. That would be good. No, of course. I'll be actually checking my other table. I need to have something to put this in. Okay, so the adapter. I'm taking power for a moment out of my book. Let's see, at least yeah, it has the light. I'm just checking, hope it's not blinking too badly on the screen. At least I don't see any blinking. I think I'm good with this one. And for keeping the sketch and the paper aligned, I'm going to tape them together. Can you see anything? Yeah, it shows up quite well. I can also see texture of the paper. I have two options here. I could either go into with the fine liner, like with the brown fine liner, or I can transfer the sketch to the paper with the pencil and then erase after that. I will first sharpen my lead pointer. Yeah, I know, I'm just like, I have had so many times happen that I'm sketching and then it will be slipping. And sometimes what is even worse is that if you don't notice that it's slipping and it's like moving slowly and then you suddenly notice that you have a crooked sketch. Actually my light table is, oh! Why it suddenly got brighter? I don't know. Did I touch it somewhere? I'm not sure. Also I'm not so big fan of the using light table because I find it really hard to use. Like here I'm just trying to keep in mind like which lines I have been traced and which doesn't, because you can't barely see them. I am fully aware that this perspective will be off. That's also something I'm fully accepting because I know that it would take forever to fix and I'm not going to bother with it. what usually happens when I'm like doing work on the light table is that I forget to draw some lines. Or I draw wrong lines. That has also happened before. I'm just really loosely sketching and I'm trying to use super light hand. But I'm proud how these steps are looking like steps. Because it's something that is really hard to do in perspective. Now I actually have more space in the paper, so I'm just leaving the flowers out. Because those are so loosely sketched that I can do them on the paper as well. This light table is really weird, like it suddenly changes the... I think I have sketched the most of the lines. Yeah. Of course I could always check it with the turning it on and off. I want to maybe this line. This line there. It looks okayish. So now we can unblock this one. Also from the machine. The power got back to the MacBook. So we don't want to run out of power in the middle of stream. The light table back there. Turn the light. Sketchbook there. I have barely enough space on my table. Like, just a little bit of... I noticed that I missed one line there. But other than that, it's good. And I'm thinking, should I ink it with the brown or should I go with the... without the line art? That would be quite... I maybe want... this side definitely needs some adding or I need to cut this out. Let's add something. I'm like drawing directly to the paper. It is something that I often hear that you shouldn't be doing because watercolor paper has really fragile surface. But this being molded into rules, I think it can handle quite a lot. having small leaves on the flowers there. That's the original idea of the having some kind of fence here would work. So let's put like the, I always call this a land line, even if I know there's some proper term in the perspective drawing. I think it's horizon line, but I always called it land line because I think it's like line where the land is. So land line makes more sense. So let's put a land line there. Even if it doesn't make that much of the sense. I was actually thinking, I don't know where it should be perspective wise, but the one piece of I don't know how what is function of this fence, but it has now some. It is now needed here. I was thinking adding like the some kind of greenery. I would want to add fences here as well, but it would go really close to the edge of paper. And that is something I want to avoid because it usually ended up looking not so good in the drawing. So, and going to add you have three sections here. There will be having of course some carrots in the neat lines. So and then some of the road, not road, but some kind of like walkway. Things I don't liking, it's like meeting the edge of the stairs. It's like edge of the house. So I will be curving it different directions so they don't meet awkwardly there. This should go up. It's actually more up. I think it makes sense. Makes sense. This area I want to have something. As far as the background goes, I am not planning to do much there. In the original sketch I had here, I had different I had like addition of this house there. But I like now the shape of the flower pot house, like having one flower pot there only. We will see. We'll see how that goes. I could continue with the inking. And with the inking I'm going... I was thinking I could go with the... One of the tree or the fence. Yeah, well, I have actually... A tree. It could be a tree there actually. It would feel it's nicer. But I'm worried that it might take... this like... I want this to be the focal point, this is just like addition. So if I'm leaving this empty, I'm afraid that if I add 3 here, it will take some like draw away from the character. Oh, but pudding for dessert. Oh, that sounds lovely. Pasta with bolognese sauce. Ooh. I was actually thinking I could draw this higher, but I will leave that empty. I think it is good that way. Also, I'm not adding outlines. I could do quite. I can do also the outlines later, so. So I'm lightly erasing off the lines. I don't feel the need. These are looking a little bit funny. Doesn't need to be there at all. Hi Paolo. Dessert. I have never done pudding, but it's almost Eastern time, so I'm thinking I could do some. I'm thinking I'll do pascha this year as well, because I have been really enjoying having pascha in the Eastern. I think I will first go with this one, Ispe brush, which is actually one of my favorite brushes. And when I was buying this brush, I was really like thinking what I will do with this kind of like smallest mop brush. It's size 1, but it has actually been really useful. Especially now I want to do some first like wet on the background and then proceed with the foreground. And more space on my table would be really good. But I don't have that much space here. with this I'm not taping it because I'm not using that much water, I suppose, and also I'm not going close to the edges, so I think it's good. I could tape it. Should I tape it? I think I will tape it. Like, let's do it like a right way for once. Finnish traditional Easter desserts is actually mämmi, but I don't like mämmi at all. So, but my boyfriend ate like mämmi yesterday with vanilla ice cream. And don't go googling mämmi. Mämmi looks really horrible. And I think it tastes like rye bread. There's Levi's hair under the tape, but I can't do anything about that. Yeah, I'm thinking we had talk about mämmi in some of the streams earlier. But I think pasha is better. Especially homemade pasha is really good. I'm not sure how well this tape will be holding, but let's see. Soft sweet bread with raisins. Okay. Eating with the butter. Actually, I once had really nice, because my stepfather works in like retail, and they got like car parts retail, and they got because they are like providing parts for the German car from like German manufacturers. They have like really nice selection of German desserts and like treats and candies and stuff in the Easter and Christmas time. So I have been tasting a few of them. Sweet bread where I'm from is not bread at all. And of course. Hard-boiled eggs inside brioche. Okay. And that broke without the raisins. Cornbread. Are you talking about pulla? Because I feel that sounds more like pulla. I like sweet bread. Because in my, what I'm like thinking sweet bread is pulla, like because it's like sweet, but it's looks like bread and have same consistency. Brioche. It's really weird that Finland actually have like really little like food from other countries. We often have like just the like really traditional stuff. Yes, that is something I would love to taste, like some of the treats from other countries. I'm cleaning my brush, so there's like no anything lurking. And I'm doing the sky actually a little bit turquoise. Now I'm actually remembering why I have this hot press paper in my stash and I haven't been using it because it resists as a watercolor. I'm going to leave that background really, not empty, but like really painted not so like detailed, like I can add something there later if I want. I'm kind of regretting my paper choices already. Because it's like... It's hot press, so it's like not making much of texture. Making topical sweetbread. Sweetbread like the berries. There are a lot of telegraph breads, but in the south of USA it's without article and I'm making sweetbread versus I'm making a sweetbread makes a big difference. Tickle have everything to make mammy. I actually don't know how you make mammy, because weirdly enough, I have never heard anybody doing mammy at home. It's almost always Turrebrot mammy. And it's also are sold in the like in the from the freezer in the shop. So it's like really weird thing, and nobody I know have been ever making it at home. So I don't even know how it's done. I'm on the camera. No, but I can't move this table. I'm just adding just a brown on the ground. I don't know what is wrong with this mold in the roof, but it's like resist water so bad that it's like weird. Like why it is resisting water. No, but that's why it's technically like a long time to make. Oh, I didn't know that, mammy. And the flowers number 4 hours and 25 minutes. Rye flower, orange chest, raisins, mold is well on. I like the word there you. Mold as ingredient. Mold. The mixture is then left to sweeten naturally before being baked in the oven. Sweeten? I think mammy doesn't taste sweet at all. Maybe I should try mammy this Easter. I usually don't do it, but I'm just adding the... My underpainting is become really blotchy because the watercolor, the paper is not so good. Sorry, my dog spotted something. Watermelon dry syrup and bitter oranges. Seville oranges are not bitter. I think it's the German name and I translate literally. I wouldn't use the molasses ingredient too. The orange trees that like. Yeah, I don't know why it says mold as ingredient. But I have never heard. I don't know like what you should put in mammy, so. And at least in Finland, we don't have like any kind of like synonyms we could use. So it's, I think it couldn't be like translating is either. Oh, this is being quite of strong as underpainting. I'm thinking about the stairs still, I'm not sure which color I want them to be. I'm definitely mopping up a bit because it's getting, even if I'm pretty sure it'll be getting darker into later, but now I want to be just like really light. I think it might be that. Yeah, often trees that carry no fruit and only male on cellular, so lots of pollens. Oh, that's. And I also, actually, in the town I'm living, we have the. I think they are called poppel, or it's like poppeli in Finnish, so I think it's poppel in the English. And those make like some kind of seed pods that are super sticky, and they are so annoying because they like stick into your shoes and then they came to your car and then you carry them at home and they're like pretty like not so nice thing. So it's like really annoying. I don't know why they planted those in the city because it's not even a native tree here, but I think those trees also are really hardy, so they use them. Here you can see a little bit how the paper is not wanting to get the color in. But this usually stops resisting it after a few layers. It must also dry a little bit uneven. Yeah. The sticky sapphires too. Oh, yeah, those are like really annoying. Cilia is the name. Okay. Ours, like, they are just so annoying because the seedbed gets everywhere and it's so sticky and messy. We have one tree at our backyard and we have the, like, it's apple tree, but it's only decorative, so it doesn't make edible fruits. Yeah, it's like really buckling up the whole paper. Even if I didn't wet it that much. Oh no, I have brown in the sky. I will let it dry a bit. Yellow during pollination. Yep, I have the same thing. Actually, when I visit on my home, my car turns yellow because there are so many trees close to the parking area. I got some paper I can test the colors. From the Tila with leaves and flowers. Oh, it's like me. Oh, at one year I actually had like really big like mint and also the, I think, citron melissa in Finnish. I don't know what it's in English, but something close. And I made tea out of those, and oh my god, it was so good. It was really good. I have been actually thinking I should get the mint bush again. I had peppermint and mint chocolate last year outside. But I don't know how well it survived in the winter. I think I will start with the house. And I'm going with the maybe size 8. You can really see like which is my favorite brush, the Escoda and the Escoda Reservos. This is also really good, this big one, but I think here the 8 is enough, and the size 6 I have as Rembrandt. These are actually all the brushes I need and I use. Yeah, and also it's not like also, even if the mint is really hard, it's that we have a winter and we have a lot of snow, and also I have Ruka and Levi, and those have been lifting their legs on the mint, so it's not so nice. But I hope they will grow again. Also, they were in the container, so I'm not sure how they will do there. Now for the pot itself, I think I use a pale brown as the base. I'll do some brown bottle here. And maybe a little bit of the sepia, because I'm thinking like a weathered terracotta pot, which is like, it's not so red at that point anymore. And maybe a little bit of burnt sienna there. That's quite good. I would kill it almost ready to harvest tomatoes with one aimed wheel. Yeah, it's like, it's really strong stuff. Same with ruca and levi. Like, and also it makes the it's like burns the plants. I'm just painting the rim here. And we have also some blueberries on the backyard as well, but I'm not sure how those will make, because it seems to be Ruka's favorite lake lifting spot. I think I will add a little bit brown down here. Well, this darker brown, the sepia. I want to give it the illusion of having like a bit weathered look, so. Now I would wish I would have like the Core palette close, because Core sepia would make perfect for this. It would spread much better. Yeah, they often will turn the overnight if they just get the hit. Tomatillos. I haven't actually, because I'm allergic to tomatoes, I haven't even tried to grow them, but I've been thinking I could get like a small greenhouse on my balcony, because it's super sunny spot. So I think I could grow something there. And also balcony is better than the ground, because there's like Ruka usually don't access to the balcony. But small greenhouse would be so perfect. 2 meters but no fruit. Yeah. Last year we didn't have fruit on our blueberries at all, but those need to be grow a bit more, I think. Actually in Finland it's not so much a problem of the winter, because those plants don't winter here. But it is so annoying, because in the spring, even if it's starting to be like going over the 0 degrees and no frost anymore, then we usually still have like some kind of surprise frost really late in the spring. Tomatilla. Niin. Here we usually have also the problem that the growing season may be so short that nothing gets in the fruiting stage. Or the fruiting stage starts so late that we get the like frost. But this year I'm thinking I will plant some salad and stuff like that on our backyard. The climate is not so cold anymore in summer, but I miss it. Yeah, Finnish weather is actually getting really hard to predict sometimes. Like, I think last summer was quite cold. There was few hot seasons, but they were all in the late summer. So I don't know what we are getting this year. At least I hope it's not like super hot summer, because I don't like that at all. Also, our backyard is really hot because it's to the south, and there's not that much. There's like not big trees or anything like that, keeping it from like shading it. So it is really hot in the summer, and it also means that I need to remember to water the plants often if I want to keep them alive. I don't know, this every summer when it gets super hot, my partner and I get first plan to move Finland or Sweden or something. Yeah, it actually gets quite hot here in Finland as well, and in the Finland there's the problem that our housing is made for winters. So we have a lot of so we don't have like AC in most of the houses. Like our house doesn't have AC at all. And it's when it gets hot, it's more like our infrastructure is not built for that. But I can say it's like it's nice climate here, but the summers can be pretty hot. And it's also that it's quite hard to deal with the hot thing, because we can't like turn the AC on or anything like that because we don't have AC. So it will be just like trying to keep the house cold. Let me start to bark at something. I have to say that I clearly can see that Levi has some pain with his paws, because he has been really like annoyed by little things and also really barky. Like he gets like full barks super easily. I think I'm doing the flowers as orange, so I'm not so worried getting it brown there. You have to open the windows at night and close everything down during the day. Guess what? House currently I live, we don't have openable windows. So we can't open the windows at night. Because this is so old. Yeah, we don't have like because the house is so old, we can't open the windows. Like, they are not openable, like, in any way, not even the small windows, we don't have those. I think we have openable windows in the bathroom and in the sauna, but not anywhere else. Because the other windows are like original for the house, so they are not to be able to open. And also, yeah, they are not like openable, because the house is so old, they didn't make openable windows back then. We have like the system that we have fan on the roof, and that fan pulls out of the air from the house in a few rooms, like I think in the bathroom and in the toilet, and also in the kitchen. So it pulls air from there, and then we have the small air vents that bring fresh air inside. But we can't like freshen up the whole air. Window. That could happen as well. Poop on the window. I have seen actually also poop in the window, but it was dog. This gets like so long time to dry the whole bird. And there's again Levi's hair in the. And yeah, that is Levi getting annoyed by Ruka. And my painting is like not partly on the view. It's because the camera is quite close, but I'm just not going to move it. I'll trying to stay on the. So top window push out. Yeah, we have like because our windows are like we need to have multiple classes. Like I think we have mostly three classes per window, and there's like air between because it's need to be like keep the heat inside in the winter. So, and I think the reason why the windows are not opening is that if you have openable windows, there's always little like gaps, and that would make house colder. So I have been thinking that's probably the reason why we have the windows that doesn't open. I really like this area. I think this is the looking really good. Like the whole weathering effect. I'm not sure what I will do with the hole in the top. Ah, 2 glass windows. Yeah, we have at least 3. But some of the newer houses, like the previous house, oops, I dropped something. The previous apartment I had, there was the windows open, but there's like those small, like windows you could open. But this house, none. I'm going to give it a little bit more of the sepia shade because I want it to look like it's been there for a while. So I could add color on the bunny as well. And with the bunny, I'm going with the spinel brown and a bit burnt sienna. Yeah, probably at some point those need to be changed, but it is like for most of the time we don't need to open the windows. Also, it's a bit of issue that the house is old, and in the time before the they had like standard sizing for the windows, so we have non-standard sized windows now because they are so old. The standard didn't exist back then, so they will get really expensive. Also we have problem that the house is really dark. Like outside color is really dark, so it actually stores up, like heats up that way as well. They're almost blackish brown. Interesting. I'm seeing some kind of effect there that doesn't look a bit like granulation, but I think the paper may have gone bad. The bunny looks really blotchy because the paper is like drying up super uneven. So I'm thinking smaller brush. Let's go with the size 4, I think. This is molding to rules, so really old, and also really old paper. So, and it's hot press, so it might have such surface issues. It has always been like really weird in the sense that it's have like, oh, there's actually it's gold, so it's still wet there. And it has always been like it's first few layers get a really like, it's almost like resist the watercolor. It's really weird and annoying effect it does, but it's I'm still using it. It's like just a couple of more layers. When you build up the layers, I think the watercolor like breaks through. Also, I could use oxcal. If I would have oxcal, it would help a lot. I think I actually have the oxcal. I have the Cyaneink oxcal in the pan, because I remember buying that at one point, just because I wanted to try it with this paper. Of course I can't now find it because it's like... No, there it is. So this one is Cyaneink oxcal in pan format. And it is like aquarelle medium in pan. Sadly my Cyaneink palette doesn't have a... Ew, it looks a bit nasty. It looks brown. Let's see how it rewets. It's a little bit of a smell. It smells like pine, I would say. It have a yellowish tint. I don't know how well I was able to use that. I will give it a little bit of water on top of it, so it will. I just let it soak there a bit. It's like rivets. Quite well. Mine is a little bit bubbly on the top. And the bubbles are definitely soaking up the water. There's a little bit of like the yellow tint on top of it. I'm letting it soak there. Sorry, my stomach is grumbling. Yeah, it's definitely effective because I can clearly see when I put it on my palette, it's like got like spread out really well. At least here it's worked pretty well. There wasn't that much of the resist, and I could feel that the paint spread out really well. And evenly. That is what I was hoping it to do. Have a nice walk, Paula. And here I have some backgrounds. I think I will do some mixing of the spinel brown and then having some I will have a little bit of the purple in that mix because I know that makes some good shadow color. A tiny bit of Cyaneink purple. Ooh, some bunnies. I like it that like it's Easter time and bunnies are so like almost like everywhere. I have seen some really cute bunny figures in the stores, and I actually plan to do my next video will be about bunny, and I will do it a little bit differently than I usually do. Yes, I usually don't post tutorials, but this time it will be tutorial and it will be geared towards the beginners, and it will be more like, and I will also be sharing the line art as downloadable, so people that feel they don't want to draw can use it more like coloring. I was also thinking to do it the postcard size, so it can act as Easter postcard. I'm definitely liking this Oaks Girl in the pan format. It feels to be working pretty well. Even if I feel like I'm constantly fighting with this paper because it's like it's not cooperating. But for me, I actually paint the bunnies all year round, so. But I was thinking having something simple like beginner tutorial could be good for the channel as well. Like I think it would be something that people would search during Easter, having how to paint the Easter card. Also, I want to encourage people to paint and draw even if they feel like they cannot do that. Like that was one of the things that make me deciding that I will share my sketchbook, because my sketchbook aren't perfect. They are really sketchy and loose, and I want to share them because I want to give people like example that sketchbook, they don't necessarily need to be pretty and they don't need to be like perfect, and I want to like encourage people to try art even if they feel like they are not good, because it's definitely something that can be good for mental health as well. Like when you create something and having like really non-judgmental like feeling towards your art. I would say the paper's doing something quite interesting here. Something, and the boys are barking again. I can see there's just little dots there. But paper might be quite old. Also, I feel that the sizing is on some places maybe losing its qualities, because colors spread out really unevenly here. Yeah, and I was thinking that as well, like sharing the line art would be really good for like if you want to have, because I think my style would actually work well with the like coloring pages, because it's really simple. I don't do too much details, and it's something that is really, I think it's appeal to kids as well, because it's quite close to the like storybook stuff. Yeah, I have been thinking it might have gone bad. Like here I can see that it's not spreading as well as I hope, and there's like edge in the middle of the area. I'm trying to rewet it a little bit. Also here at the paths I can see some like blotches. And here as well. Dried up really unevenly on this area. As a card from Camerot. I've been actually looking into Camerot because I don't know how much I want to talk about this project because it might never be finished, but I have been struggling using Procreate because I don't like the brushes it has, and at one point I was thinking I could go and buy some brush packs, but I didn't find any of them which I would like. So but then I ended up looking into Gumroad, and I see people using quite a lot of it for like giving like Procreate brushes for download. So I was thinking I may do some Procreate brush pack in the future for my own use and maybe sharing that as well, if everything goes well. Interesting effect. That is really doing something there. And neither of the colors are granulating, so they shouldn't be doing. It's also not looking like granulation either. It's like for a moment I was thinking, did I mix the wrong purple in my mix, but no, it is right purple. Yeah, it's sizing problem. I'm getting that as well, because it is really it's not like granulation, because if you have a granulating color it's more like clumping, but here it's more like it's like dots and edges like little almost like squiggly lines. Sorry, my head in the shot because I'm looking closer. Very interesting. Yeah, it's from the pad. Also, I think I have other. I could do other way around that as well. And it is painting a little bit thicker layers with more paint. That sometimes help with the granulation. Not granulation, but with the sizing, because it starts to go like the a bit thicker articulation here. Also, why I think it's just the sizing is it because oak skull seems to do quite a lot of it. I don't usually paint with the opaque layers because I want to keep the watercolors nice and flowing, but I think I just need to adapt that a little bit. Yeah, the face area is quite blotchy. I think I will. This will lighten up because the spinel brown is a little bit opaque. It will be a bit lighter at some point. But definitely this paper has something going on. Something really odd. Well, not odd because it's old paper, but it's behaving weirdly. Also, it's one of those papers that isn't like is behaving weirdly as new as well. I'm waiting the bunny to dry a bit. I have to say the spinel brown is probably one of my favorite browns. It's from the Cyaneink. Because it's just the right tone. I use usually my like if I do this brown bunny that looks like Almari, like Bunban. Spinel brown is like perfect color for it. Ruga is not liking her to do something on the yard. Oh, no, I got the Rug in my brush. And I can see it here better, like it goes. Because those dots are like little pieces of paper that move with the brush as well. So that is something that tells me that it's not granulation. Also the color is not granulating, so. Here I can see that there are still those dots going, but with the thicker paint they are not so noticeable. But if I use too much water, it will be like super obvious that there are some dots. So I need to use less water and more paint. Also, it's weird that how quickly this paper like goes to dry. Like it's 100% cotton and it's behaving more like cellulose paper. I'm really like thinking how would I like save it? It's actually not so bad in this, because this is larger scale painting. It would be much harder to have it in the like miniature or something. No, I noticed something funny. Like the other bunny's other leg is here is like really long, and this one is not so obvious. Maybe he's a little bit tilted. It's still the body is much lighter color than the rest of the bunny. I would like, ideal situation, if this paper wouldn't be so damaged, I would go and do like wet this whole area and then do like gradients here on the side. But because the sizing is so bad, I try to not add too much water, because more water I add, the more it will be so up. So I'm really just trying to be really gentle with the paper. And I'm using like more paint than I usually use in one layer. Actually, on the edge of the ear here is some darkness I would like to go in the other areas, even if that area will be a bit lightened. if I add wash of this spinel brown on top. It's semi-opaque color, so it doesn't lighten it that much. I was now actually thinking if I would have white paint in my palette, that would help here as well, because the white like a little bit like hazes out the colors. So it would probably make it more even looking. So that would be working here quite well. But I don't want to do that because I don't like adding white. And I don't like how it makes often the watercolor illustration look really like almost like dust. It like removes, it like eats up the luminosity of the color. It becomes like really, because white is opaque, it becomes really hazy, and the whole like white is not coming through anymore. So I will be slowly adding the layers here. Here, instantly when I wet this area, I see the spots appear. They're not so pronounced when it's dry, so we have some hope. Other areas it's not so critical because this is not the main point. Here it dries really oddly, like a really weird way. Yeah, it's like I'm like, even if it's like gives more like challenge to the painting, because I need to be a bit more careful how I handle the paint on the paper. I feel it's not like end of the world. Like, of course I could always just start over with some proper paper, but I don't mind. It doesn't affect the end result that much. It's only like the painting, more like annoyance in the painting. I'm not thinking the ear might be a bit too dark here, but I've been thinking lately how my style is. Like, I usually don't shade that much with the watercolor, but then I have been thinking that the watercolors I like enjoy, and which I like think are pretty, other ones that have like really strongly shaded. So it's also something I want to test out. And shading it strongly also gives it the benefit that it doesn't look so flat anymore. Yeah, I think actually on this face area it does that. Like when it dries out, it dries okay-ish. So maybe it's good. good to go. Now it's actually really funny looking that because the bunny is really ahead of everything else, it's look really dark. I can actually continue with the other parts now. Here it's like start again resist the paint. Also, since this is hot press, it's like really annoying because I have to like almost, I'm probably adding note to the pad that don't use this for like botanical work, because it's like here it isn't that big of a deal, but if I would painting something like botanical illustration, it would be annoying because I would really want to have the smooth paper for the illustration. Now it's more like I don't care that much. It's only been dangerously, I just wetted that area and I'm adding wet paint right next to it. But here it's not big deal if it does background, because it's like they are both brown areas. I just want to give it... it's dried already. I just want to give it a little bit. That is so annoying. Like, I get to like cotton paper so I can do more like blending and having more time, and then because this is paper that dries really fast, it's like not giving that time. Oak is turning less bubbly on the edges. But this has been good buy because I have like a regular oak skull in the bottle, but I rarely use it because I feel that it's take quite a bit of the effort. I get the bottle and just drop it on the palette and stuff like that. So there's Levi's hair on the... I think I'll add some darken area here as well, just to make it but somewhere like here, because it's a porous surface in any case, like a pot, so it's not so big deal if it has some spots going on. I'm thinking the stairs. I could do them in the wood, or I could do them in the even in grey or a brown. That is something I don't need to decide now, so I can decide it later. I'm also thinking this will be brown as well, and inners I think I need to do quite dark, so it isn't like framing the bunny really nicely. This will be dark, and this will be brown here. I'm probably needing the grass here would be a bit dark as well, and I also maybe need to a little bit like blend it out, like having some haze sticking there. And this will be green as well, and this will be brown and green there. I'm trying to thinking, should I do this like in really yellowish green, or could I go dark and green there? It will be orange in the flower. I can decide that later as well. Also decide where the light is coming. I'm thinking top right. So this side should be then darker. I don't want, actually that is good. I can leave his hair. If the light would come in on this side, this would be dark, and because it's against the light, it would be draw too much attention. But here is actually, even if this area is dark, there are some shadows, and this, if I make this door darker than the pot, it will be not so noticeable, so it still keeps the attention here. Yeah, it seems like a plan. No, actually pick it up from brown mix. I pick it the bunny brown. Bunny brown. The spinel brown mix. I think I could give the wash of the color for the door as well. And also I need to darken, oh, it's out of the frame. But I need to darken that area as well, because there's some spots. I think I could add like the little bit like the aerial perspective, having the sky darker down here. Oh, I'm actually maybe not like overtime, but I'm been streaming over 2 hours now. So stream will be probably end quite soon because I want to grab something to eat before the Lana stream. Yeah, I think I will end it here because it's now in the nice stage. The bunny is quite well going, but the other area is not yet decided. But I think those can be done later. Also, I think I need to do some kind of designing, like what I want to do with the areas. There's again his hair. I don't know how Levi can shed so much hair. But yeah, I think I will end the stream, so thanks for watching, and I will be on the Lana stream that is after my stream. It's in about an hour, I think. Half an hour. So, bye.